Well, there's no radio going on really. Like, I mean, the radio, my dad used to listen to like those like oldies stations, like the 50s music stations, which is actually really cool. I love that stuff. But my mom was always playing opera and show tunes and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I thought that was all music was, and then you go, you're like, in elementary school, and you're just like humming opera tunes, and other kids are like, "What is that?" But
Was there a rock artist or a pop artist that you remember hearing early on
I
that caught
remember
your attention?
hearing Janis Joplin for the first time, and my mom being like, "Oh, she's screaming. It's terrible." I was like, "Yeah, it's terrible." And then like sneaking off to like listen to it. I really liked how, I was really digging like Jeff Buckley and just loving how I kind of always liked off the beaten path kind of records that were left of center a little bit, but that you just wanted to listen to over and over again.
Sure.
They didn't have to be top 40, and I don't know. I've recently gotten into records, and I'm astounded by how much I love them. Because I think we've gone through this period of like all these greatest hits things, and I really love, like, I'm hearing songs that I've never heard by artists that I love. Like I listen to the Doors record, like the Soft Parade is a record, and I just hear these songs. I'm like, I didn't know that song, because I think I know all the Doors records, and I don't.
So listening to records as full bodies of work.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. They're expressions of art. Where I think it's great. Pop music is great, and I love writing pop music, and I love listening to it. But I think I don't want us to lose sight of that an album is an artistic presentation, an artistic statement, and I think it's really important. And as fast as everything's moving now, I think we need to take the time and listen to records and not always just be like, not this song, not this song, this song.
Right.
I mean, you can fast forward once you listen to it, but listen to it, because you might miss something. Almost every single song, like I'm looking at this list of songs even right now, every single song is either the first or second vocal take, like melody take that I do. So I feel like it's just in the room, whether it's in the room that day or not. Like I don't, I will belabor, I'll labor over melodies, but I think that the first or second thing that comes out is usually the thing. Like we'll write the music, and then when I go on the mic to like try some melodies, usually I feel like the first or second take, I either meld the two or it's one of those, and I keep almost all of it. I'll like mess with it a little when I add the lyric, but I feel like that's the biggest thing I think writing so many songs gave me, is that like I just follow like my heart when I'm listening to I just go wherever I want to go, and having spent a lot of time training my voice, I feel like has helped me a great deal in that regard in the end, because I can sing whatever I hear, so I do,
Yeah.
and that's helped me a lot.
There's a great quote of Neil Young's talking about working in the studio. If you're thinking, you're stinking.
Right. Yeah, and I think getting better at your instrument allows you not to think, and that's the key, I think.
For you, which comes first, words or music?
I think concept comes first. I like the concept, like the title or a concept, to come first, really. I mean, it doesn't always. There's been plenty of times when I've just done a melody, and I mean, I have like a couple of songs that I'm working on right now that the initial title didn't come when I first sang the melody idea, and so it takes a while sometimes. Like I've had one rolling around for a couple months now, and I'm just like, every time I get there, I'm like, oh, it's like schoolwork. It's like, but I know that the melody is crazy strong. Like I know it's got something, but I just, and I have things in it that I just kind of go like, is that good enough? For like months. I just like, I don't know if that's good enough.
Are you a disciplined songwriter? We've
I'm not disciplined to anything, really. I'm really not. I'm like, so, I mean, I guess I work a lot, but I think I'm there a lot. I show up a lot. But I'm like, sometimes I just, I'm just doing like nothing the whole time in a session. I think I'm pretty annoying sometimes. I'll just sit there with the producer and be like doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing, you know, to write home about. I just, I don't know what I'll be hanging out. I'll be just talking my face off for a while, whatever. I don't know. And then it just comes, you know. Sometimes I've written a song in the last like hour or two.
Yeah.
But as far as discipline, I try to get in the room. That's the discipline, is getting in the room. But you can't, for me, I can't force it. Like sometimes, I mean, it has to come naturally. And if I happen to be in the room and it's not coming, I just don't worry about it, you know.
Yeah.